Oh, my hands are cramping. Check out this neck on this thing. It's really huge. I'm not really used to that, but you know, I'm still having a blast playing this thing. This is like, I made this back in 1989, maybe 88. You know, I went to this crazy rockabilly phase. I just loved the Cramps, and I loved X, and I used to stare at like left-handed Gretches in Vintage Guitar Magazine. Back then, Vintage Guitar Magazine was like a fold-over newspaper, and it was real small and had all these want ads in it and classifies, and every once in a while like a Lefty Gretsch Tennessean would pop up for like $7.50, and I'm like, oh, I don't have that much, you know. I would miss it. And so then yeah, so I was like, I gotta do something. I gotta have rockabilly. I gotta have Bizarro World, right? So I found this, it was like a natural colored Orpheum guitar. It was a place called the Axe Factory down in South Philly, and those guys were like the vintage guys, but they were like Bell Telephone guys that would stop work at 5 o'clock and then open the shop from 5 to 8 and just sit and drink and like just talk guitars all day. And they had it was just dirty in there, all the best stuff, Echoes and Dan Electros and like necks from the factory, Dan Electro factory bodies. So cool, you know. I would just love driving down to like dangerous part of Southwest Philly. I never got messed with or anything, but you know, my parents thought it was crazy. But so I got this Orpheum, and then, so look, check it out. It was non-cutaway. It was originally a right-handed non-cutaway. And I sat there and I cut this with a scroll saw, like a hand scroll saw. I cut the front and the back. I guess I just traced the front one I did to the back. Oh, check it out, I even like got the binding back on. I like bent it back in the, it's crazy, right? And the back binding I got on too, somehow. I don't know what I was doing. But here's the best part, the bottom, I ripped all the wood out of the original guitar up to that point. Check it out, it's plastic now. You can push on it, it bends. It's a Venetian blind from my mom's house. I think there was like one that was broken at the bottom from people kicking it. And I was like, you don't need this anymore. It was perfect, you know, distance from here to here, and I cut the rest to match because it gets thinner. Venetian blind. I mean, and then there's like dowels holding it to the right distance all across here, and everything's glued on. These are guitar straps. They made these like neat guitar straps back when they were textured. Like, I had to have texture. It was just like, I didn't want to just paint it. I had the feel of zebra on the guitar, right? They're even on the knobs and on the tremolo. And the tremolo was right-handed. I don't know, it was just this weird golden black Tasco Bigsby copy. I had to cut it. Let me get closer now. I had to cut. I hacksawed the spring section off and flipped it to the other side. Then I flipped this thing over to be left-handed and covered it because it didn't look very good. Because, you know, they had all plating on the other side. I got myself a left-handed. You couldn't get left-handed stuff back then, you know? You just had to make it yourself. And there you go. So the left-handed, super bizarro rockabilly machine. Just made out of an old guitar. Oh yeah. So I found these old Schaller. I found 3 of these Schaller pickups at a guitar store. I used to ask them, "Can you pull out your box of old pickups?" And they were like, "Why do you want that?" And I was like, "I want these old pickups so bad. Don't you want a DiMarzio?" I was like, "No, I'll buy those 3 Schallers for like 15 a piece." And the one Schaller ended up on another guitar. So it sounds pretty good, right? I don't know, play some more. I'm not very good at playing this. The action's a little too high for me. It has a huge neck, but I'm still having a ball. The little flathead screw I just smashed my finger into. It's countersunk. And it was just like warped right there, so I just smashed it down with a screw. I always thought about filling it with some wood filler and then coloring it properly and maybe draw the grain back in, but I'll never do it. If I haven't done it yet, I'll never do it. There you go. Orpheum video demonstration. Somebody was asking, so you got it. All right.